My name is Keith, and I'm a marketing intern with the International Business Institute. I'm here to tell you a little bit about study abroad in Greece. I recently did this last summer with Dr. Fotopoulos on the faculty-led program, and it was one of the best experiences in my entire life. And so I'm here today to help you share a little bit about my experience. In terms of Greece, the entertainment was second day. There was dancing at the local nightclubs, and we also took a lot of day trips to local cities and lots of tourist activities in places like Athens, where we went to Acropolis and the modern Olympic Stadium and stuff like that. And the entertainment was unbelievable. As far as the living conditions, you can't ask for a better resort. The Galini Wellness Spa and Resort was a 5-star resort that we stayed at. It was absolutely gorgeous, white plaster walls, beautiful pool, spa if you choose to take advantage of that. There was soccer fields outside, right in the center location of the city that we were in. You can't ask for a better resort. Share a room with one other person. And for us it was similar to a dorm-like atmosphere where everybody's in one hallway, and so everybody's constantly outside of the rooms, in other rooms, people here, people there. You're constantly associating with your classmates, and getting to know your classmates is so much easier than I expected. Just to know that you have a common goal, you're all there to have fun, enjoy yourself. We automatically bonded as soon as we met at the airport. It was a lot easier to transition than I ever expected. So the academic requirement, I would say it is difficult in terms of the classes being sped up. You take pretty much a semester's worth of you take two or three classes, which would usually last a semester, but you take them in 4.5 weeks, and so it is more difficult in that sense that it's sped up, but the teachers understand that you're there for an experience. So you do get homework and you do have tests, and you do have 2 hours per class each day, so about 4 hours total each day of class, but it is more than manageable. You have plenty of free time. That's not in question at all. For example, we would wake up early, eat breakfast, go to our first class for 2 hours, and then we'd have like I think it was 2.5 hour break where we'd lay out by the pool. I mean, what better of an experience can you ask for? Just laid out by the pool, did a little bit of homework, grabbed some lunch, and then went out to our second class, which is another 2 hours. Maybe did some studying after that, and then the rest of the night was ours. You can't ask for more free time. You only go to class Monday through Thursday. You have 3-day weekends every weekend, so for the day trips, for different tourist activities, if you want to take a long weekend and go somewhere, it was unbelievable. You can't ask for more sustainable academic requirements. If you're going to take the classes anyways, why not take them in Greece where it's 95 degrees and the weather's beautiful every day. And for transportation, we pretty much walked everywhere. There was to the long distance cities, some of them were a half hour, 45 minutes away. We would take a bus, real easy. The bus station was right down the road from your hotel, maybe like a 2-minute walk, I would say. Take the bus to the city, go walk around for the day, just go shopping, do whatever. And then in terms of like the planned trips for like Acropolis and that sort of thing, everything was already planned out for us. We already had a bus ready to go when we were on the day that we were going to go. For Acropolis, for example, they took us on a bus tour around Athens to this different historical monuments, etc. So transportation was not an issue at all. I mean, if all else fails, a couple of people got tired on some of our late nights, and they would come back and take a cab back, which was $40, but split it between 4 people, and it's $10 a piece to get a 45-minute cab ride. So transportation, not a problem at all. If I was to try to pinpoint one unforgettable experience, it was just every day in Skiathos. You can't underestimate the value that Skiathos has for us. We had 2 weeks of school and class and regular planned activities, and then right in the middle, we called it our little mini spring break within the summer break. We took a week off, no classes, just went to Skiathos, took a bus to this huge boat that we all got on, and it dropped us off right on the island of Skiathos, which was, as we were pulling up, it was just in awe. Like, when you see all the calendars of pictures of Greece, this is exactly what it is. Crystal clear blue water, absolutely amazing. We were at the beach all day, pretty much every day. We'd go have nice dinners at night, either as a group or whatever, and then we'd go out dancing every night, going out. I mean, it's weird in Greece. They start going out at 12 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock at night, and then they don't leave until 7 o'clock in the morning. So that was a little bit of an adjustment, but we were completely immersed in the culture. It was an unforgettable, uncomparable experience that I'll never forget. The food. Oh, where do I start with the food? One word: amazing. Euros from the street vendors, all day, every day. We seriously would get 5 euros a day, and they're like $1.50 from these street vendors. Loaded a pita with this tzatziki sauce, which is amazing, cucumber, European style mayonnaise. It was awesome. And then loaded with this pork souvlaki that's just cooking, just rotating all day. You get fries, lettuce, tomatoes, and you just bundle it up and just shove it in your mouth. Food was amazing. And then at the resort, we got a buffet for lunch, or a buffet for breakfast and a buffet for dinner. You got everything from Greek, Italian. You got pizza, gyros, lamb, beef, whatever, pretty much whatever you can ask for. And the dessert buffet, if I could show you this table that I'm sitting behind, it is about as big as this table. It is huge. I'm not a big dessert guy myself, but for those who like desserts, took full advantage of it, and it was awesome. Shopping is everywhere. I mean, there wasn't necessarily as much shopping to do in the town that we stayed at. It was more of a smaller resort town, but that was one of the key things that I liked about it. There wasn't the hustle and bustle of Athens. I mean, you go to Athens for the first weekend, and by the time you're done at Athens, you are ready to get out of there. It's an amazing experience. You have to go see Acropolis. You have to go see all the sites in Athens. But by the time you're done, you want to get out of there because it's so hustle and bustle. You know, when you're on a vacation/school event, you want to relax, be able to do your schoolwork without the craziness of the city. And Kamena Borla was just that. It was relaxed. The people were amazing. They were so nice. Always welcoming us into their restaurants. The people loved us by the end of the trip. We were first name basis with a lot of the waiters and waitresses at our restaurants and hotels. And then, so in terms of like the shopping, we'd go to, like, if we go to the nearby cities like Lamia, which was the city that Professor Fotopoulos was from. There's lots of shopping there. We took a day trip one day there and just went, ate and shopped all day pretty much. And then also we did most of our shopping, I would say, in Skiathos. So many souvenir shops you can buy. And then traveling. You know, everybody's like, oh, Europe, gotta go there, gotta travel, yada yada. Well, in terms of traveling, most of the people travel before or after because the program is limited in terms of time. It's only 6 weeks compared to, for example, some of the other programs which are a whole semester. You don't have that much time to travel while you're on the program, but there's plenty of people who traveled. Somebody went from Norway to Switzerland to England to, I think it was Italy, and they met us in Greece. So that person had a blast doing that before the trip, and then after, I think, was a similar situation where somebody went to Turkey, Italy, Spain, England, and then I think they finished off in France and then flew home from there. So there's plenty of time. I believe it's in the second session, so there's plenty of time to travel before, after you get done with regular school, and then before the trip, or after you get done with the trip and before the beginning of next year. So there's plenty of time to travel before and after. While you're on the trip, you have the day trips and set plane trips and stuff like that, and you can also, like for example, a group for my trip, a group of like 4 people flew to Italy for like a 4-day weekend, and they had a blast. So that's an option if you want to get a couple plane tickets while you're there. So that's definitely an option. So yeah, that was pretty much Greece. Go while you're young, go while you're in school.